we are going to start discussing about Lord Damodar and his pastime. So, this is the month when Lord Damodar and Mother Yoshoda they are glorified together. So, there are many devotees of Lord Krishna, and all are glorious. But Mother Yashoda is a very special devotee because for the entire month of Kartik, Mother Yashoda is glorified all over the world, all over the universe. She is glorified, and sorry, and for the entire month, every day, Damodar Astakam is sung. And this Damodar Astakam, the 8 verses glorifying Lord Damodar and his relationship with his devotees. And Mother Yashoda, who tried to bind Lord Damodar. Dam means rope, and Udar means belly. So, Lord who is bound by rope on his belly. So, that is Lord Damodar. So, Lord Damodar, he was bound by Mother Yashoda, and we are going to discuss about that pastime. But before that, Lord Damodar, he was also bound by rope in the spiritual world by Radharani. Radharani also bound him because he was late to meet Radharani. And when Krishna met with Radharani, he said, I am late because there was a program at our home, and because of that I got late. So when Krishna gave the excuse and Radharani was satisfied with that, then she released him. So that was another pastime, which we are not going to discuss today. This just briefly I told, but today we are going to discuss about the pastime where Mother Yashoda bound Krishna around his belly. Now, this month of Kartik is very auspicious. This month is Radharani's month. This is coming from the word Kartik, and Radharani is the daughter of Kirtida Sundari, and Kritika, she is named from there, the Kartika, that is Radharani's name, came, and that's why this month is called Kartika. And Radharani is also called as Urja Devi. Urja Devi, and that's why the vows or brata which we follow in this month is called Urja Vrata. Urja Vrata. And this month is very auspicious, and it's very conducive for devotional service, because in this month whatever devotional service we perform, it becomes thousands and thousand times more potent than devotional service performed on other ordinary time, because we get access to the mercy of Srimati Radharani. That's why this is very auspicious month. Anything we do one round of chanting extra. That gives the benefit of thousands of times more rounds of chanting if we would have done on other time, or if you have done hearing, or if you have done studying of any devotional scripture, which gives thousands and thousands type more benefit than the same done on other ordinary time. That's why this is called that in this month devotional service is on sale. We get mercy of Radharani. Because of that, we can very easily perform devotional service, and it is very, very important. Now, coming to the pastime, this is very, very famous pastime, Damodar pastime, which took place on the day of Deepavali or Diwali. So on that day, Mother Yashoda engaged all the servants at home, maid servants at home, in other engagements. And what was the intention? The intention was that all the elderly gopis to come to Mother Yashoda and complain about Krishna, saying that your son has stolen butter from our house. And Mother Yashoda was thinking, uh, why Krishna is doing such things? He's stealing butter from others' houses. Why? Is he not satisfied with the butter at our home? Seems like he finds more taste in the butter made in others' houses. Therefore, he's going there to steal butter. Therefore, and it may be that butter which is produced at our house, which are not top class quality, because those are made by others, not me, myself. Therefore, Mother Yashoda thought, okay, this time, today, I am going to make the butter by myself, and I am going to make it best of the quality, so that Krishna won't leave our house and go to other houses to steal butter. So, thinking that way, she started churning butter in the very, very early morning. Some senior devotees, they would say it's around Mangalarti time. So obviously before sunrise. So at that time, she was churning butter. Now, to churn this butter is not very ordinary butter. This butter is being churned with love by Mother Yashoda, who is the maternal affection personified. And the milk is not ordinary. There is a special grass, fragrant grass, which are fed to the cows. Nanda Maharaj had 900,000 cows. And then there are some gradations of cows. You can say hierarchy of cows in terms of the kind of milk they can produce. So there were few cows which were very, very special, and they were fed milk from the other cows. And these cows were fed a special kind of uh, grass, pushpagandha grass. That this grass, when these cows eat, their milk is a kind of flavored milk, and it gives very, very nice fragrance. So those very, very few cows which would produce this top class milk, Mother Yashoda collected, gathered those milk, and then she started churning the butter after making the curd out of it. So now the scene was like this. Mother Yashoda was wearing a saffron, golden saffron color sari, and She was having some flower decoration on her head. She had bangles uh, on both of her hands. And as she was churning, she was singing the glories of Krishna, the different pastimes of Krishna which he already performed. He already had killed Putana, Shakatasur, Trinavrata, so various demons he already had killed. And there are many pastimes. Very few pastimes are actually mentioned in the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. Because he would perform many pastimes in every day. Krishna Ananta, Krishna Katha Ananta, right? So Mother Yashoda is the direct witness of all the pastimes. And she would remember those pastimes and she would sing those pastimes. So it is uh, very customary. It was very customary in those days to make poetry out of the pastimes of Krishna and sing those. And that way, it is very easy to remember the pastimes. There are great poets. In those days, they would create poetry out of Krishna's pastimes. And Mother Yashoda, she is full of all qualities. She would also compose those poetry and she would sing aloud. And for us also, it is very easy to remember anything, remember any pastime when we sing those regularly. Then we can remember those very nicely. So Mother Yashoda was doing that. She was churning the butter and her bangles were striking with each other. And it is compared to like kartal, cymbals being played. And when she was churning, the churning rod was hitting the pot and it was making the sound of mridanga, good, like that. And the bangles, they were making the sound of kartal, ching, like that. As she was singing, her whole body was shaking and it was making a complete sound of kirtan, mridanga, kartal, and she's singing. And her whole body was shaking. And Mother Yashoda was kind of heavily built. And when Krishna was born, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, they were, little bit on the uh, not very old age, but little bit elderly age. So Mother Yashoda was very heavily built, and she was chanting, and her whole body was shaking. So that was going on. At that time, Krishna, who was sleeping in the next room, and Krishna is always satisfied. He never hankers for anything. But to talk about Krishna, those who are devotees of Krishna, even those who are Brahma Bhuta, Prasannatma, Na Sochuti Na Kangshati. Then there are more advanced devotees. Atmaramas are there. They don't desire anything. They don't have any material desire. And Krishna is Varadaraj. He fulfills everybody's desire. He gives benedictions. He is fully satisfied. But despite that situation, Krishna was hankering for Mother Yashoda's breast milk. So he came from the other room and came near to Mother Yashoda. and he uh, had to hold the churning rod and stopped her from churning. So Mother Yashoda was totally filled with affection for Krishna, and she was happy that, oh, my son has become very strong. huh? He is able to stop me. He could hold the churning rod and stop me. So she was feeling very happy. And then Krishna, desiring to drink Mother Yashoda's breast milk, he climbed on her lap and he himself started drinking her milk. And Mother Yashoda was so overwhelmed with affection for Krishna that milk flowed from her breast. And she was looking at Krishna, moon-like face of Krishna. She was feeling very, very happy. Now, something else happened. As she was enjoying her maternal affection for Krishna, she had put some milk on the stove nearby, and that milk started overflowing. So, this is an example of devotees' life. When devotees are engaged in some service which is very, very important for them, sometimes what happens, some other high priority service comes up, and then devotees will have to prioritize and see which service I would like to do first. So Mother Yashoda, being the topmost devotee, she exactly knows what is high priority for her. So she let Krishna uh, down on the floor, and she went to attend the milk. Now, it is said that when we'll have to prioritize between the service of devotee versus Krishna, then the preference should be to serve the devotees first. That way, Krishna is also pleased. So that's what exactly Mother Yashoda was doing. She was trying to stop the milk to overflow. Now, in the spiritual world, everything is conscious. So, in this material world, we see many things around us. In this case, milk. So, in the material world, milk is not conscious. But in the spiritual world, milk is also conscious like a person. So, one Vaishnav poet, very, very elevated Vaishnav poet, Hari Sori, he has given the explanation of milk overflowing in this case. What is the purport of that? So, what is said that as Mother Yashoda was breastfeeding Krishna, so the milk was thinking that, oh, Krishna is feeling so hungry and Mother Yashoda is feeding him. What is the use of me? Uh, what is the usage of my, what is my service? Because if Krishna is going to be satisfied by Mother Yashoda's milk, then he is not going to drink me. Then what is, I'm worthless in that case. So in that case, it is better for me to, fall in the fire and do suicide. So thinking that, he was overflowing in the fire. Now, when Mother Yashoda kept Krishna down to attend the milk, now the milk was thinking, oh, I was thinking about my satisfaction. And because of that, Mother Yashoda's service got interrupted. Now she left Krishna to serve me. This is very bad for me. And therefore, the milk went back in the pot. It is not like Mother Yashoda went nearby and put some water on the milk and that way the milk got shrunk. No, it automatically went inside. So anyway, as Mother Yashoda left Krishna, what was Krishna's reaction? He is not a person who is going to tolerate that. Some Vaishnava poets say that, oh, I came from Vaikunta. I came from Vaikunta to give pleasures to all the devotees and to have exchange of service. And now you left me for milk. So that way he became very angry. Actually, Krishna was happy that Mother Yashoda was doing the right thing to attend the devotee. But he was externally showing his anger. So he was biting his red lips. His lips were like bimbo fruits. So, and his teeth like pearls. Right? So he was biting his red lips with his teeth, and that is compared by devotees as how to control the anger. Because in this case, Krishna was very, very angry. So he was controlling his anger, which is expression of mode of passion that is indicated by red lips. And he was pressing his red lips with his white teeth. So white means here mode of goodness. So with his mode of goodness, he was trying to control mode of passion. So that way, with our mode of goodness, we should have control over our mode of passion. So whenever we are feeling angry, we should go to mode of goodness phase and contemplate and step back and do the needful. So that's the learning from here. Now Krishna, who is self-satisfied and who never gets angry. How come he can get angry? So this is transcendental anger. And all the opposite qualities can be reconciled in Krishna. And we'll see in this pastime, there are many, many opposite qualities. Like we have seen that how come Krishna can feel hungry? So he is self-satisfied. How come he can feel hungry? And in this case, how come he can become angry? But he does. He has transcendental anger. So everything is reconciled in Krishna. Now, as he became angry, there should be some expression of anger. He has to uh, keep some proof that he has become very angry, because he would like to punish Mother Yashoda because she left him. So what he did, he took a small piece of stone and made a hole at the bottom of that churning pot, and all the butter, and curd, whatever, they were just flowing from that pot, and the floor got filled with that. And Krishna was in the middle of it. He was a very small boy. So he started running from here because he had done a mischief and he knows that he'll be caught. And Mother Yashoda is going to come very soon. She will come to know about it and she's going to catch him. So he ran from there. And as he ran from there, he ran over the butter and curd, everything. And his footprints were there on the floor. One can figure it out in which direction he ran by following those footprints. Now, Mother Yashoda, after attending the mill, she came back to the spot where she was churning the butter, and Krishna was not there. Krishna was not there. All the butter was spreading all over, and the pot was broken. So Mother Yashoda could figure it out that this act was done by Krishna, nobody else. Now she was searching for Krishna. So as she was searching for Krishna, she went to the next room, the adjacent room, and she could see what was going on. Krishna quickly climbed on the top of a grinding mortar. Now the grinding mortar was upside down, and Krishna climbed on the top of the grinding mortar, and from the roof there was the butter was hanging, and he started taking out the butter from there and started feeding the monkeys, and he was also eating the butter. So the acharyas give the explanation that why he was feeding the monkeys. So it is said that when Lord Ramchandra went to Lanka along with his monkey soldiers, he could not reciprocate appropriately after the victory. So now he is trying to pay back by feeding Krishna Prasadam to them. So that is a very sweet expression by the acharyas. Now, as Krishna was stealing the butter, eating and feeding the monkeys, he was very fearful that he was watching here and there because Mother Yashoda may come anytime. So he was very, very fearful. His eyes were fearful. And he was looking here and there. The Mother Yashoda, she saw what's going on from behind. And very, very stillly, she approached Krishna from behind. But Krishna could figure it out. Mother Yashoda was behind. So he quickly jumped from the grinding mortar and started running. As he started running, Mother Yashoda also started chasing him. Now, he was quickly running. Mother Yashoda was chasing. As we said, Mother Yashoda was heavily built. And as it is mentioned in the scripture, that her waist was very thin and her breasts were very heavy. And because of that, her speed was not so much. She could not run too fast. And Krishna was running very fast. But Eventually, she was getting closer to Krishna to catch him. There were flowers uh, on her head, and those flowers were falling from her head. Why? There are two thought processes there. Some of the flowers were falling down, thinking that, oh, Mother Yashoda is doing such a great service of catching Krishna, trying to catch Krishna. And we offer obeisances to her lotus feet. And they were falling on her feet from her head, thinking that this is our real position. She is such a great devotee. We should fall on her feet. And other set of flowers, they were thinking, oh, we are sitting on a wrong place. We are sitting on the head of Mother Yashoda and increasing her body weight. She is already struggling to run. And on top of that, we are sitting on her head and increasing her body weight. And she is struggling. So therefore, let us fall down from her head. Let us reduce some weight so that she can run quickly and catch Krishna. So they also wanted to assist Mother Yashoda in her service. And they fell from her head. Then Mother Yashoda, she was having a stick on her hand. She was chasing Krishna. She wanted to scare Krishna with the stick. And Krishna was very, very frightened. He was running. Now, Krishna, who is feared by the fear personified, even the Yamraj is fearful of Krishna. That Krishna is fearful of Mother Yashoda. And because of that fear, he was running. So one may ask this question, wait a minute, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Is he really fearful? Or he's just faking this? He's just doing some acting. So our acharyas said that no, Krishna was really feeling fearful. He was not faking it. He was serious about the relationship between him and Mother Yashoda. And because of that, he was having that fear. And because of that, he was running away from Mother Yashoda. The Mother Yashoda was thinking, is he feeling too much fear? If that happens, he may run out of the house. And this is going to be very dangerous. So let me do one thing. Let me throw away the stick. So, and this stick was not a very big stick. It is not for hitting Krishna. This was a very small stick, just to scare Krishna. So then she threw away the stick, and she was running behind Krishna to catch him. Now, who can catch Krishna? Later on, we have seen Krishna was chased by Kala Yavana. Now, Kala Yavana was a uh, demon, and he was a very sinful person. So even though he was chasing Krishna and it seemed like he's about to catch Krishna, he could not. The reason being he was a very sinful person. How can he catch Krishna? It is not possible. So that we understand. How can a sinful person can catch Krishna? Then what about the yogis? These yogis, they meditate upon Krishna, on Paramatma, and thousands of years. But still they cannot capture Krishna. In Brahma Samhita, it is mentioned, Panthastu koti satavatsara sampraganya vayu rathavi manasu muni pungavana. So api yat prapada siddhi govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. So this Muni Pungavas, the best of the sages, they chase Krishna at the speed of mind or wind. At a very high speed, they chase Krishna. They try to catch Krishna. But after chasing him for millions of years, they cannot catch Krishna. For many lifetimes, they try to catch Krishna, but they cannot. And in this case, Mother Yashoda was very easily able to catch Krishna. So, how was that possible? Because Krishna is bound by devotion, pure devotion of his devotees. Krishna doesn't allow anybody to capture him so easily. Why? Krishna can give even liberation. What to talk about any other mundane things? Krishna can give liberation also very easily. But he doesn't give pure devotional service so easily. Why? Because Krishna is bound by the devotion of his pure devotion of his devotees. He is bound to do anything by the order of his pure devotees. Therefore, he is very cautious to give that power of attorney to a particular devotee. Later on, we'll see that Krishna was asked by the elderly gopis. They would say, Krishna will give you not a full, half of a sweetmeat if you dance and show us your dance. And Krishna would dance. Krishna would dance just to get half of the sweetmeat. Now that's the direct reason we may see, or direct incentive. What Krishna is going to get, he's going to get half of sweetmeat, and because of that, he is dancing. But that's not the actual reason. The actual reason is he is bound by the devotion of his pure devotees. It is not anybody and everybody would ask and he would start dancing for their pleasure. It is because of his pure devotees are requesting. So he started dancing. And they were also enjoying this fact that one way the dance of Krishna is very, very soothing to eyes, very nice to see. But they are feeling, oh, see how we control Krishna. Just for half of the sweetmeat, he is dancing. So they were feeling more special. Wow, we are so special that Krishna is fulfilling our request. So that's an exchange between Krishna and his pure devotees. So you can see Krishna becomes bound by his pure devotees. And therefore, he is very, very careful to give pure devotional service to any sadhaka. So, in this case, Mother Yashoda was the topmost of the devotees. When we talk about the parental affection, parental mellow, Mother Yashoda is the topmost devotee in that category. Nobody can take her place. So it is not like somebody is practicing uh, Vatsalya parental mellow, and in that case, they are just following Mother Yashoda or trying to mimic Mother Yashoda And that way, eventually, they will become Mother Yashoda. That is never going to happen because this is a Mayavadi thought process. Whatever the rasa may be, in this case, Vatsala rasa, the devotees are not going to replace Mother Yashoda or any devotee in that particular rasa. Those positions are already taken. Our position is we are dasanudasa. We are servant of the servant of the servant of the devotees. So Mother Yashoda has her servants, then they have their servants, then eventually many steps down, we are servant of the devotees, whether it is conjugal rasa, whether it is a parental rasa, whatever. So that is the mood. So if somebody is into parental value, then they eventually became somebody like that. Some gopis like that who also has that kind of affection towards Krishna. They become the assistant of Mother Yashoda. Like we have the example of Putana. So Putana was a very special case. Putana was not performing conventional devotional service. She was very inimical towards Krishna. She was offering breast milk to Krishna, but that was mixed with poison. But Krishna didn't uh, register or didn't want to register her negative side. He closed his eyes to not to see her negative intentions and all. But as she came to offer her breast milk, Krishna took that as motherly affection, and because of that, he gave her the position of a nurse in Golok Vrindavan. How glorious is Krishna that out of all her bad qualities, he picked up this one good quality that she wanted to nurse him. And obviously, the way she came, uh, nicely she got dressed. I mean, wherever little good things Krishna found, he rewarded her for that, and she became one of the nurse in Golok Vrindavan. So similarly, devotees, when they are following the footsteps of the senior devotees in different rasas, they progress in that direction by following the footsteps of those advanced devotees, whether it's a dasaras, whether it is conjugal, whether it is vatsalya, or whether it is uh, sakharas or fraternity. In the respective rasas, they progress by following the footsteps of the advanced devotees. In the uh, cult of Lord Chaitanya, as he has given the indication, Gopi Bhartur Pada Kamalaya Dasa Dasan Dasa. So we are the servants of servants of servants of servants of the gopis who is maintained by Krishna. Gopi Bhartur, who is maintained, the gopis are maintained by Krishna. And we are the servant of those gopis. So that's the direction given by Lord Chaitanya. Now, coming back to the storyline, Mother Yashoda eventually was able to capture Krishna. In the prayers of Kunti Maharani, she was also mentioning that I am a woman. How can I capture you? the great sages, they are not able to capture you. But in this case, Mother Yashoda, by the strength of her pure devotion, she was able to capture Krishna, who is not captured by the best of the sages after trying for lifetimes after lifetimes. In Bhagavad Gita, as it is mentioned, that whether we go by Jnana Yoga or Dhyana Yoga, we cannot capture Krishna after many, many lifetimes. Many, many lifetimes. Okay. So, just a second. I need to give lecture. Give me some time. I cannot, but you will be recorded. Sorry for that. So, that way, Krishna was captured by Mother Yashoda. And now Mother Yashoda was thinking, okay, what is the next step? I should punish Krishna. Now, who are the culprits? Here, Krishna did the mischief, and this grinding mortar was accomplice in that. So both of them should get same punishment. So then she thought, okay, let me do one thing. Let me bind Krishna with the grinding mortar so that he cannot flee away. Thinking that, she took Krishna to the grinding mortar and started uh, binding him. Now she took some ropes and started binding Krishna. But she was surprised that whenever she was trying to bind Krishna, that rope was falling short by 2 fingers. So she was adding more ropes to that. Again, that was falling short by 2 fingers. And she was surprised. By the time other gopis gathered around, and they also were astonished, but they were laughing, looking at Mother Jashoda's effort. And she was tirelessly trying again and again to get more ropes. Nanda Maharaj had 900,000 cows. So much of ropes were available. She was asking for those ropes and she was getting more ropes. She was tying more ropes. But again, as she was putting it around the belly of Krishna, again it was falling short by just 2 fingers. And other elderly gopis were telling Mother Yashoda, this is not going to happen, you know. So you should not try. This is not going to happen. You should stop endeavoring for this. But Mother Yashoda was determined. She was trying again and again and again. So from here, you can learn that whether we do any devotional service, sometimes we may be far away from our goal or perfection. And sometimes we may be very close to our perfection. But we may feel discouraged and either reduce our effort or stop our effort. We should do neither. We should continue our devotional service with enthusiasm. Utsaha Nishchaya Dharya. We should continue with enthusiasm, with determination, and we should have patience. That result will come by mercy of Krishna. It may take some time. Krishna will take his own sweet time, but the result will come. And we should continue with determination. That's what exactly Mother Yashoda was doing. Now, this rope was falling short by 2 fingers. So this is the indication that one finger means our effort, and the second finger means the mercy of Krishna. So when our effort gets added with the mercy of Krishna, then we get success. Another example you can think about, like bank locker. So when we need to open the bank locker, we put our key, and the banker also puts uh, banker's key. So when both the keys are turned, the locker opens. You cannot open by your own key. So similarly, in devotional service also, even though our effort is very, very insignificant, it is mainly Krishna's mercy which gives us success. But our effort is very, very crucial. There lies our free will. What are we doing using our free will? That moves Krishna's heart. And then Krishna gives his mercy. Then when we get Krishna's mercy, we get success. So in this case, Krishna's Ichha Sakti, his Satta Sankalpa and Ichha Sakti. Because of that, Mother Yashoda was not able to bind Krishna. So Krishna has various energies. Parasya Sakti Vivideva Shriyate. Savhaviki Jnana Vala Kriyacha. So these energies act for Krishna. And because of his Ichha Sakti, Satta Sankalpa Sakti, he was not bound by Mother Yashoda. She could not bind him. Then, after seeing the effort, after seeing the parishram or labor of Mother Yashoda, Krishna felt compassionate. And then another of his Shakti, his Kripa Shakti, got invoked, which has the overwhelming power. And because of that, Mother Yashoda could bind him, or Krishna let Mother Yashoda bind him. So finally, it's almost the midday or so. Mother Yashoda, after toiling for the entire morning till noon, she could bind Krishna. Finally, she got the success. So after binding Krishna, she went to do her other service, and Krishna remained bound with the grinding morning. Now, his friends were around, but nobody could do anything. Everybody is scared of Mother Yashoda. They cannot just go closer and just untie him. No, this is a binding of parental love, and you know, a parent only can open this. That's the rasa here. So everybody was around, but nobody could help Krishna. Now, as Krishna was bound, he was thinking, let me do a mischief. By the way, there were two trees out there, two Arjun trees, and they had a history. And Krishna knew who were there behind those trees or in those trees. They were Nalakuvara and Manigriva, the two cursed sons of Kubera. And Krishna was thinking, I don't have any specific relationship with them, but they have received the mercy of Narad Muni. Therefore, I need to deliver them. Now, what is the story behind this? The story goes like that. Long back, there are two sons of Kubera, and Kubera is the treasurer of the demigods. So he's very, very wealthy. He had a Pushpak Viman in which he used to roam around, very, very luxurious Pushpak Viman, and it's very, very sophisticated. It can expand and accommodate any number of people. So it had, you name it, all the facilities. Eventually, that was captured by Ravana, his brother, half brother. But Kubera was very, very wealthy. I mean, he's wealthy, still he's there. Now, he had two sons, Nalokubera and Manigriva. So now, Nalokubera and Manigriva, they were having features like demigod. They were very, very handsome. In one way, they were handsome. The other way, they took birth in a fabulously rich family. And so we have got Janma, birth. They got a very high birth. Aishwarya, they got a lot of wealth. And Shri, they had beauty. Shruta, it is not mentioned. But Kunti Maharani, in her prayer, she says, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, and Shri. Janma means high birth, like as we say, men of blue blood. Janma. Then Aishwarya, wealth. Shruta, high mundane education. And Shri, beauty or good bodily features. So these four things can make one madden, and because of that, one may not try to come to devotional service. And that's what exactly happened with these two sons of Kubera. And they were always after enjoyment, material enjoyment. So they were taking shower in the Mandakini river. And there actually he was with the girls. They were also naked, the girls were also naked, and they were taking shower in the river openly. And they were splashing water each other, and they were enjoying. And on top of that, Nalakubara or Manigriva, they were drunk. They were drunk. So this was the scene. Now, by their good fortune or bad fortune, obviously good fortune, but at a glance one may think it's a bad fortune. Narad Muni was passing by, and as he was approaching, the girls felt very shy, so they quickly covered themselves. But these two boys, they were still standing naked because they are totally drunk. And Narad Muni was very close nearby, but they were careless. So Narad Muni was thinking, what can be the appropriate compassion for these two boys? How can I teach them a good lesson? So then he said, as they were not wearing anything that is good for trees, because trees don't wear anything. So it is appropriate for you to become trees. So both of you become trees, and obviously trees have a long life. Now they came to their senses. Oh, come on. Once this curse is given, we'll become trees. And all this enjoyment will go away, and our life will be miserable. So they fell on the feet of Narad Muni. Please, you know, protect us. Then Narad Muni said, both of you will appear as two Arjun trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And eventually, you will be delivered by the son of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna. So these two sons of Kubera, Nalakubera or Manikriva, they appeared as two Arjun trees, Jamal Arjun trees, on the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. The Jamal Arjun trees, they have very, very strong root, and they are very strongly bound to the ground. They have deep roots, and Arjun trees are very, very strong trees. So as Krishna was thinking that I don't have any direct relationship with Nalakubara and Marigriva, but due to my relationship with Narada Muni, as he has given benediction to them, I need to fulfill that. So with that thought, Krishna, who was bound by the ropes of Mother Yashoda, was thinking of delivering Nalakubara and Marigriva. The Lord who was bound himself was thinking of delivering, of liberating Nalakubara and Marigriva. So all opposite qualities reconcile in Krishna. So he was crawling and he was pulling the grinding mortar, which he twisted and it fell on the ground. And he was pulling the grinding mortar. Then gradually he put the grinding mortar like a wedge between the two Jamalarjun trees, and he started pulling the rope which was bound on the other end with the grinding mortar. As he pulled, these two big trees came down crashing on the ground. There's a crashing sound, and the children were around. Only one can get first instance report from these children only. Adults were not around. But they heard the crashing sound. So they came running towards the spot. And they were inquired from the children what happened. And they told what happened. But adults were not ready to believe. Children are making stories. How come Krishna, such a small boy, can bring down these two strong trees? They were for years there. How is it possible? Now, as these two trees fell down, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, two heavenly personalities, beautiful personalities with very handsome features, they came out of the two trees and they were offering their prayers to Krishna and thanking Krishna for delivering them. And then eventually circumambulated Krishna and then they left to their destination. And that way, Krishna was still bound by the rope, liberated these two personalities, two sons of Kubera, Nalakubera and Manigriva. Then, in that spot, Nanda Maharaj came running and he was astonished to find Krishna between the trees, and it was a very dangerous situation. Who bound him like this? And he could understand how dangerous situation it was. So he came quickly and untied the rope, and uh, Krishna was freed. So one parent tied him, the other parent could untie him and free him. So that way, Krishna performed his Damodar pastime and then he delivered Nalakubera and Manigriva. So as we um, offer the prayers of Damodarastakam, which is composed by Satyavrata Muni. Now, going by that prayer, line by line, it would take a lot of time. So I'll just tell one or few points about that prayer. So this prayer starts with Namam Ishwaram Satchidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Vrajama. So this Lord Krishna is Satchidananda, Satchit Ananda Rupam. He has a form. He is not formless, and he has blazing kundalam. Is a earring, sharp-shaped earring he has on his ears, and he roams around in Gokula. And from the Udukhal, the grinding water, he quickly jumped off and ran out of fear of Mother Yashoda. His eyes were fearful, and he had ointments on his eyes, and with both of his hands, he was squeezing on his eyes out of fear, and all the ointments were spreading on his face. So that was the scene. And there are three lines on his neck, like conch shell, and he was breathing heavily out of fear. So that way, he was performing various pastimes, and he was submerging all the Brajavasis in his sweet nectarian pastimes. So that Lord Damodar, who has a Bal Rupa, like a child, be situated in my heart. That can be the best kind of benediction. What else benediction one can ask for? And that Lord Damodar is having locks of hairs on his head, which is very beautiful. And Mother Yashoda is kissing him, and his cheeks are becoming reddish. So I offer obeisances to that Lord. He is addressed by various names. Namo Deva Damodara Ananta Vishnu Prasidho Prabho Dukham Jaladhimagam. Namo Deva. He is the Lord of all lords. Damodara. Name Damodara came here. Ananta. He has eternal pastimes, and his power is eternal, and from all angles he is Ananta. Namo Deva Damodara Ananta Vishnu. He is Vishnu. He stays everywhere. He is omnipresent Vishnu. Prasidho Prabho. He is a Prabho. Prasidho Prabho Dukho Jalabhi. Kripadishti Drashyati Dinam Vata. So please have merciful eyes on me. I am a very poor person. So Satyabhuti Muni is offering his prayers. So in line with that, we also offer prayers. And it is also mentioned that Kubera Atmaja, the two sons of Kubera, as they got liberated, they got Prema Bhakti. I also want to get Prema Bhakti. I also have desire. With that desire, I have come to you. And then, Namastestu Damne Spuradipti Damne Tadiya Darayata Vishyasatamne. So that rope went around the belly of Lord Damodar. And in another pastime, Mother Yashoda saw the whole universe within the mouth of Krishna, basically within his belly. So all the universes are there within his belly. That's why the rope was not going around his belly. So I offer obeisances to that rope. Namastestu Damne, Spuraditi Dhamne. That rope which goes around the belly of Lord Damodar. And finally, their prayer comes to conclusion by offering obeisances to Srimati Radharani. Now, Tadiya means anything related to Krishna. So Radha, the pure devotees, and Radharani is topmost of the pure devotees. And I offer my obeisances to Srimati Radharani. Namas Nama Radhikayai Priyayai. And Lord Ananta, uh, Lord Krishna, who has performed many, many pastimes. Ananta Lila, he has performed. I offer my obeisances to both of them. So Satyavrata Muni is offering prayers in the Damodarastakam, 8 verses glorifying Lord Damodar, which we sing every day in the month of Kartik. Along with ghee lamp, we offer ghee lamp to Lord Damodar and Mother Yashoda and sing this prayer and also contemplate on the meanings of this prayer. I just briefly touched upon the meanings. It has very deep meaning for each of the verses, each of the verse, and we can contemplate on that in this month of Damodar. So that is a very sweet pastime. I just tried to give some idea. It's very very deep pastime. It is very lots and lots of details, lots of deep realizations. I don't know how much justice I could do. Definitely, but lots and lots can be done on this. I just try to do a little bit humble effort. Try to put on this. So hopefully this is beneficial to the devotees. So that I'm going to pause over here today. Any question on this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Yes, in this Damodar Ashtakam prayer, which Satyavrat Muni sang, so in that prayer, there's one prayer no, where Satyavrat Muni is saying, "O Lord Damodar, I want that your form as Lord Gopala be manifested in my heart."
Hmm.
So, the meaning of this is this we are asking Lord Krishna that Krishna bless us so that we may be able to serve you forever, or we may be able to have that kind of bhakti for you forever. Is this that meaning of that line?
Yeah, so here that Gopala Valam, that form of Lord, we always situated in our heart. We want to serve the Lord, and when He's situated within our heart, we can serve the Lord. We can have that devotional attachment towards Lord. So that's what the devotee is praying for, that be situated within our heart.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what else benediction one can ask for when the Lord is situated within our heart? What else we can ask for? That's the best of benediction. Even that
Yes.
benediction of liberation, this and that, oh, everything is insignificant in front of getting the pure devotional service of Lord. So, as Prabhupada says, as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati says, and Prabhupada quotes that. Don't try to see Krishna. Try to serve Krishna in such a way so that Krishna sees you. So, yes, we see Krishna through the service. Whether we are chanting, whether we are doing any service, we are trying to please Krishna so that Krishna sees us. So it is not like we are just, meditating in one place and trying to see Krishna within our heart as the yogis do. Not like that. We are chanting, we are offering prayers and all, trying to please Krishna. When Krishna is pleased, then he will manifest himself within our heart. And if we are very lucky, he may come in front of us based on our devotion and based on how he wants to reciprocate. So, but yes, we are asking for the pure devotional service of Krishna. Yes, Mataji, is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes, okay.
Any other question?
No, no.
So, thank you for joining the session. Uh, because when the devotees give their association, it becomes very discussion becomes very lively. So, thank you
Yes.
for participating. Hare
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for explaining so beautifully Damodar Lila. I also heard that you had sent no other recordings of 2022 where you gave the class.
Yes,
That
yes.
also I heard. I liked it very much, and today also it's very nice. The Leela.
Thank you, Mataji. So, this is what I just heard from the senior devotees, and what I read in Srimad Bhagavatam, just try to explain that. So I don't know how much justice I could do, but just try to put some humble effort so, for the service of the devotees. Thank you for taking out the time and listen to those recordings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. श्री श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की जय. श्री श्री यशोदा दामोदर भगवान की जय. कार्तिक मास महामहोत्सव की जय. हरे कृष्ण.